What's up with y'all, man? Gonna give y'all guys an update. The rooming houses haven't been doing the greatest, but they haven't been doing the worst. I'm gonna talk about some of the disadvantages and advantages in the rooming house. With the rooming houses, it got kind of bad because of the eviction moratorium. One of the houses that I managed, it just eventually just got completely shut down. Well, the owner just sold it because he just didn't want to deal with it. Cause it's hard to get tenants to pay rent when they can't get evicted. And a lot of that rent didn't come when the stimulus checks came in. So people knew they were behind in rent and knew they just couldn't get evicted, and some people just decided not to pay. You have some tenants that just have been faithfully paying, which has been amazing. Shout out to them. But some people have taken advantage. In a rooming house, you're dealing with a more transient, on average, tenant. So the chances of people not paying, moving out, and that kind of stuff is a lot higher to start off with. So you add in government incentives for them not to pay, it goes up. It goes up more than the regular house. Um, so this is why this a rooming house could be good in a time like this, because Baltimore, you get a house, you can pick up a house for like 20, 25, 30, and put another 15 in it, and you can have a nice, decent rooming house. Um, you don't want the fixtures too exquisite. Like, you don't want to have marble tiles in the bathroom or anything like that. So like 15, 20K, you could fix it up. So let's say you all in for 60, if that. Let's just say you all in for 50. You all in for 50K. So you set it up so you take away the living room and the dining room, because you don't want people to have rooms that congregate, and you want to make more money off your rentals. So you're looking at $500 a room. So that's $2,500 in a house. $25 in the house. Your electric bill gonna be high, so let's say 700. So that takes you down to 1,800. House like that, your property taxes, let's say $1,200. Let's double it and say 2,400. So that takes you down to 16. Cable bill, you can just have internet, but if you just have internet, you might want to throw in like a Fire Stick or something. That's what we've been doing, because people steal the cable boxes, and on the first one or two, the cable company will let you slide, but once you get to a few cable boxes that you haven't put back, they start charging you. So let's say another $200 a month for internet and giving people Roku's and stuff. So that takes you down to 1,600. No, let's do the math. So property taxes, that's 700. That takes you down to 1,800. Let's say you're paying $200 of property taxes, 18. So another 200, that's $1,600. You put a little for repair. Let's say you put the whole, you got to pay water bill, repairs, little stuff like that. Let's say you take the whole other 600 for that. Water bill might be $200, and then you got, repairs. People move out. You got paint and stuff. So let's say you put $400. Let's say you put a whole $500 a month, $100 each room up a month for repairs. Now you got $900 left. And then let's say you put up another $300 a month for CapEx. So it's like for the stuff for the house. So like the kitchen or the roof or stuff like that. So you clearing $600 a month. So that's cool money, because like if you start watching some of the other real estate people's podcasts and stuff, they'll start telling you like a regular rental house, that's what most people rent out. You're looking at $150, $200, and that's a solid rental. Especially like if you got a volume, like an apartment building. Apartment buildings, when they first start out, they would be happy. Lots of them would be making $200 clearing $200 a month off of the people, off of each room per door. If you're making $200 per door, that's solid. That's solid for real. So you're making $600. So you're kind of clearing close to like 3 times the profit. And that's all profit. And then some of the numbers I ran are a little high. So you got 3 times the profit off the one house. So that one house, for example, you could rent to one person and you would probably clear 200, but turned into a rooming house, you can clear 600. So that has been the advantage during the pandemic, is that you could build up cash reserves, a good amount of cash reserves before this happened. So if somebody doesn't pay, it's not killing you. So because if you're clearing $600 a month, it's not going to kill you somebody doesn't pay once in a while. So the pandemic has been, like anything with the pandemic, has been neutral for the rooming house. I want to say has made neutral to slightly negative. I can't lie. I'm trying to be positive, but it's been slightly negative for the rooming house. Not not the pandemic as much, but the eviction moratorium has been bad. That's what's hurt the rooming house, because you can't evict the people, and then because some people just don't pay regardless. So some people just didn't pay. It was a situation where one person didn't pay, and we just couldn't get them out before the pandemic started. So I've been trying to stay positive during the pandemic, and the rooming house is kind of like, it can be kind of stressful because you're dealing with 5 personalities. So you get 3 times the profit, but you're ideally dealing with 5 times the personalities, and then having a one tenant in the house. So might be about the same thing. During the pandemic, some people have tried to bring kids and stuff. People have fallen on hard times and that kind of thing, which is real sad. But I still don't allow kids in there because I just wouldn't feel comfortable in a place where, you bring your kid and there's other adults and there's common space. It's just a recipe for disaster, and it's just something I wouldn't feel comfortable doing, because I would feel horrible like exposing to somebody to something, or you know what I mean? So still no kids. Um it's just been a grind, man. Y'all know how it is, especially people who have already invested. It's just a grind. It's going to be a grind either way, but I would say, comparing it to the residential houses, the rooming houses have been a little bit more difficult. Rooming houses are, for in my view, more difficult. So in the pandemic, it has been even more difficult. The regular houses have pretty much stayed the same, because as long as people have kept their jobs or had a means to get money, they pay their rent in the regular houses. From my experience, limited experience, I don't rent every house in Baltimore City out, but in my experience, like, the rooming house tenants have been more likely to flake than the anecdotal than the regular tenants. So that's another thing you got to think about. But you are clearing a lot more money in the rooming house, and that was already part of the rooming house game from the beginning. But just for people considering a rooming house, understand that it's extra work, a lot of extra work, especially if you don't like dealing with people. If you don't like dealing with foolishness, it's more foolishness that comes with it, but you're clearing a lot more extra profit. Has become slightly more difficult during the pandemic, largely due to eviction bans, not so much the pandemic in itself. So this is Nick signing out. And also, I did want to say that towards the end of the pandemic, Baltimore City or whoever did come up with some programs to help the tenants pay back their rent. So I haven't successfully done one, but those programs did come out, just to be fair, but I haven't successfully done one yet. So this is Nick signing out. Thank you.